When you jump into the world of crypto trading, the noise is just deafening, right? You see those viral screenshots, the calls for 100x leverage, and the promise that just one single signal is going to change your life. It's this super intoxicating world, but honestly, it's not where the professionals live and thrive. Today, we're going to explore where the real edge is found. And spoiler alert, it's not in the hype, but in the quiet, methodical habits that end up producing some seriously loud results. And this slide really breaks it down perfectly. You've got these two completely different paths to trading. On one side, there's the hype game. That's the emotional roller coaster, the risky bets, all that stuff. But then on the other side, you have the habit game. And this is where the pros operate. It's all about careful cultivation, discipline, and treating trading not like a lottery ticket, but like a serious craft. And this quote, it absolutely nails the fundamental truth that separates those two worlds. It's the core idea we're going to unpack today. See, if you really want to perform consistently, you've got to focus on the only thing you can actually control, your behavior. So let's dig in and start building our foundation. All right, so our first section is all about the internal work. Because before you can even think about executing a strategy flawlessly, you need to build the mental and emotional foundation that can actually withstand the pressures of the market. This is your fortress. There's a saying, amateurs celebrate their wins, but pros, they study their losses. Journaling every single trade, and I mean every single one, especially the painful ones, is just non-negotiable. When you log your emotions and your reasoning, you start to see these incredible patterns in your own psychology. Are you getting impatient after a big win? Do you get scared and bail on a trade too early? That data becomes your single most valuable asset. Look, we all know the crypto market never sleeps. It's 24/7. But you have to. Your focus and your mental energy are finite resources. Professionals know this, which is why they set really strict trading hours. This isn't about missing out on opportunities. It's about making sure that when you are at the desk, you're at your absolute cognitive peak, not making exhausted, emotional decisions at 3 in the morning. I mean, think about it. You've got Twitter, you've got Discord, countless news sites. The amount of information flying at you is endless. And honestly, most of it is just noise. The pros, they consciously limit their inputs. They'll follow a few high-quality sources, build their own thesis based on their own system, and then they trust it. This is how you build real conviction and stop getting shaken out of good positions just because of someone else's opinion. Okay, this next one, it's like the professional's secret weapon. If a trade is making your heart race, your position size is almost certainly too big. The goal here is calm, rule-based execution. That means no revenge trading after a loss and no euphoria-fueled gambling after a win. Because at the end of the day, it's simple. Emotional stability equals performance stability, period. So we've built that mental fortress. Now what? Well, now we get to see how that foundation translates into the actual execution of trades. This brings us to the pros playbook. These are the habits that define a professional's strategy and, maybe most importantly, how they manage their risk. And this right here shows a massive shift in thinking. Professionals manage their risk before they even think about the potential profit. By capping their risk at a tiny percentage of their capital, say 1 or 2%, they make sure that no single trade can ever knock them out of the game. This isn't about being defensive. This is about making risk control the absolute core of their strategy for longevity. There's this huge myth out there that more trades equal more profits. But in reality, overtrading is a silent account killer. It just drains you through fees and a string of poor emotional decisions. Professionals, on the other hand, will wait patiently for their A-plus setups. They understand that most of this job is just waiting. Their primary goal is always protecting capital, not constant action. And that last point really brings us to this next idea, which I absolutely love. This quote just captures the whole essence of professional trading perfectly. The thrill of the action, that adrenaline rush, it's fleeting. And frankly, it's destructive. But patience, the discipline to wait for the right moment, that's what truly compounds your capital over time. Okay, so a lot of new traders get completely obsessed with indicators, right? The RSI, the MACD. But here's the thing. Indicators are reactive. They just tell you what's already happened. It's like looking in the rearview mirror. Professionals, they prioritize market structure, the key support and resistance levels where buyers and sellers have shown up before. This gives them the context they need to anticipate what might happen next. It's like looking at the map of the road ahead. We've all seen it, right? That one screenshot of a trade that made somebody a fortune overnight. But that's a gambler's mindset. A professional's approach is all about stacking small, consistent wins. That stability is so much more powerful in the long run, all thanks to the power of compounding. The traders who last for decades aren't the loudest ones, they're the most stable. All right, this brings us to our final set of habits. And for this part, we're going to zoom out a little bit. This is about shifting your entire perspective, from just focusing on individual trades to actually building a sustainable, long-term business. So, how do the pros make sure they stay sharp and don't slip into bad habits? They do this: a weekly audit. It forces accountability. And notice what these questions are about. It's not how much money did I make, it's did I follow my rules? This simple process is absolutely crucial for preventing bad habits from slowly creeping in and destroying your progress. And this, right here, this is the final piece of the puzzle. It's the ultimate mindset shift. When you start to see your capital as inventory that needs to be protected, when you see losses as just the cost of doing business, and when you see your discipline as the operating system that runs the whole show, well, the game completely changes. You stop being a gambler hoping for a lucky break, and you become a risk manager executing a solid business plan. Okay, so let's wrap all of this up. We've gone through the mental game, the professional's playbook, and the business mindset. So what's the one single most important idea that you need to walk away with from all of this? It's really this simple. While most traders are on this endless quest for some secret strategy or a perfect indicator, the elite few are focused on something else entirely. They're upgrading their habits. The real edge isn't found, it's built, brick by brick, through disciplined behaviors that you repeat every single day until they just become second nature. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Excellence isn't never an accident. It's the result of conscious, deliberate practice. The question isn't whether these habits work. We know they do. The real question is, which one are you going to choose to master first? What quiet habit will you start building this month?